The 44-year wait is over as the Subway Series finally pulls out of the station. Baseball's grandest spectacle takes center stage in the world's grandest town. And plenty of hits and misses on the college gridirons. Could the second-ranked Hokies squeak past the Orange Men on their way to the Orange Bowl? And Team USA trying to continue its dominance at the President's Cup, but this commander-in-chief was having an off day. All that and more on the National Sports Report.
Hello, everyone, and welcome inside the Fox Network Center. Hope you enjoyed everything that you just saw. That Pac-10 game was amazing between Arizona and Oregon. Absolutely. Alongside Randy Sparage. You know what? I'm Kevin Garcia.
It's been a wild night, hasn't it?
It's been a wild, wild night.
We're going to get you caught up on a busy day of sports, including Game 1 of the World Series from the Bronx. Just a reminder, though, at the bottom of the hour, around the clock, we're going to send you, or some of you, I should say, live to the Grand Prix of Malaysia. It's the final race on the Formula One circuit this year.
Free of charge, too.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So let's start with baseball first.
That we will.
Okay. In 1979, a 28-year-old utility player named Bobby Valentine was assured by then Mets manager Joe Torre that he would make the Mets team. Didn't happen. Torre wound up cutting Valentine in the final week of spring training. Valentine was so perturbed about being misled by Torre that he called a news conference to discuss his mistreatment. Even more importantly, in 1979, David Crosby actually attempted to smoke his own pants. It's all about peace and love, man.
Yes,
Joe Torre and Bobby Valentine meeting 21 years later in Game 1 of the Subway Series. Don Larson throws out first pitch to Yogi Berra. That was the battery back in the '56 Subway Series for that perfect game. Yankees posting Benny Agbayani's prediction in their dugout as if they need extra motivation. Andy Pettitte getting some defensive help. Top of the fourth, no score. Todd Zeile chops one. He thinks it's foul. Thinks differently. He's out. Pettitte appreciates the call. We remain scoreless. Top of the sixth, no score. One on. Zeile again. Drills one to deep left. It's out of here. No, it's not. Off the wall. David Justice gets it in to Derek Jeter, who relays to Jorge Posada, who nails Timo Perez at the plate. Pettitte happy. Bobby Valentine not too happy. He thought it should have been a home run. Let's take another look and see if he's right. No, sir. It hits the top of the wall and bounces back in. Good call. No homer. Timo Perez was not running hard around second base. Inexcusable. Todd Zeile also loafing it. Base running mistakes keep this one scoreless. Bottom of the sixth. Two on. Dave Justice. Double off Leiter. Chuck Knobloch and Derek Jeter in the house. Yankees are up 2-0, and Mr. Leiter, wah. Top of the seventh. Yankees up 2-0. Bases loaded. Bubba Trammell pinch hitting. That's Bubbalicious. He singles off Pettitte. Agbayani, Peyton in the house. Joe Torre, mighty concerned. They're tied at 2. Two batters later, Edgardo Alfonso taps one off Jeff Nelson. Scott Brosius' throw to first is late. Todd Pratt scores. Pettitte unhappy as the Mets go up 3-2. Bottom of the ninth. Mets still up 3-2. Bases loaded, one out. Chuck Knobloch at the plate. Fly ball off Armando Benitez. Paul O'Neill tags. Paul O'Neill scores. Ties it at 3. Unbelievable, he blew it. Next batter, Benitez will get Derek Jeter swinging to end the ninth. The damage is done. Benitez blows a save. Game is tied at 3. Bottom of the 10th, still tied at 3. Winning run on. No outs. Glendon Rush gets Tino Martinez to pop up to Joe McEwing for the first out. Martinez cannot get it done. Two batters later, bases loaded. Paul O'Neill grounds into the 4-6-3 double play. Unbelievable. The Mets bench pumped. O'Neill upset because he can't get the job done. Bottom of the 11th, tied at 3. Winning run on third, 2 outs. Turk Wendell gets Glenn Allen Hill to fly out to center to end the inning. Give me a break. Wendell and his shark teeth are mighty happy. It's still tied. Bottom of the 12th, tied at 3. Winning run on third. Jose Vizcaíno going to pop up, right? He actually gets a single off Wendell. Tino Martinez scores. That's your game winner. Vizcaíno, a happy camper. Wendell and his shark teeth walk off a little bit rejected. It's not a good day to be a Shark or Wendell. Yankees win 4-3 in 12 innings. The Yankees have won 13 straight World Series games, amazing, and 6 straight games overall. Dave Justice now has 53 career postseason RBIs. That's tops in the major leagues. Jose Vizcaíno 4 for 6 with the RBI. Joe Torre talked about his team's resiliency.
These guys have been here before. I think that's important. They've been here before. Not that it guarantees we're going to win, but we're able to focus, and I think that was big for us tonight.
You could have read War and Peace in the time it took the Yankees and Mets to finish up Game 1. At 4 hours and 51 minutes, Game 1 is now the longest World Series game in history by a whopping 34 minutes. Keith Olbermann, Steve Lyons sat through it all.
For the first game of the Subway Series, we expected a tight outcome, a long battle, and an unexpected hero. We got all of the above as the Yankees celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Carlton Fisk home run with a 12-inning thriller of their own. The first game of the World Series goes to them, 4-3 in 12 on the Jose Vizcaíno base hit in the bottom of the 12th inning. I'm joined by Steve Lyons and Kevin Kennedy, and Jose Vizcaíno, an unexpected perhaps starter to everybody except manager Joe Torre, who knew what he could do, and our manager Kevin Kennedy, who knows what he can do.
Well, I had Jose Vizcaíno in the minor leagues in the Dodger organization, Keith, for about 5 years. This guy's a great situational player. That's exactly how Joe Torre used him tonight. Put him in that 9 spot. He put him in there because he was 10 for 19 off of Al Leiter, and the guy goes the other way, uses the field. That's the game winner right there. You're going to challenge Jose Vizcaíno with Knobloch to follow, and that's exactly what he got. He stayed inside the ball, shot it into left field. He had big hits in this ball game. He got the scoring started actually in the 6th inning with the base hit off of Al Leiter. Even though Jose didn't score, Knobloch ended up scoring, and Jose Vizcaíno was huge all night long.
And you talk about the numbers that he had against Al Leiter, and Joe Torre generally doesn't manage that way. He manages it because he knows the players and how they can hit. And we said in the pregame show, I would never question a move that Joe Torre makes with his lineup, especially in the postseason, all the way back when Shane Spencer, he put him in the game, Ricky Leday, David Justice, these kind of guys, not David Justice, but other guys that he's used in the lineup in the postseason that just absolutely come through for him. Glenn Allen Hill earlier in the postseason this year went cold after that, but you know, anytime he makes a move like that, it always comes out smelling like a rose.
And the irony is it does not have to come out the way he wants it to, because Vizcaíno was 1 for 3 against the man he was sent in to face, Al Leiter, and the other 3 hits were off Mets relievers, who of course actually stunk the joint up here on the first night. But let's turn to the positive first. Our Ron Darling caught up with Jose Vizcaíno immediately after that game-winning hit.
Great job tonight. I heard a comment from you. You said this is a Subway Series for New Yorkers, but it's a World Series for you.
Of course, you know, that's the first time after 10 years that I got a chance to play in the World Series. So I was telling all the media that don't say it was Subway Series, say World Series, because that's my first one. So, you know, I'm really happy that, you know, I came through tonight. You know, Joe gave me opportunity to play tonight, and then I show, you know, what I was doing the whole year. You know, just come, you know, and try to do my job and help the team to win.
Well, what's been really important for the Yankees this year, they haven't been as strong as in the past. The bench has been incredible, and you've been one of the big parts of that bench.
Yeah, I've been doing a really good job, you know, since I got right here. And then, you know, Brian Kazma has been doing a great job, and Joe to bring some key guy, you know, and to be in the bench like Glenn Allen Hill and Polonia, all those guys, you know. We just been ready every time to Joe give us opportunity to play.
Great game, Jose. Good luck in game 2.
Thank you.
Ron Darling with Jose Vizcaíno, and for all that was done there, and for all the Mets base running problems and the inability apparently to understand that when the ball is in fair territory you're supposed to keep running, or if the ball is still in play you're supposed to keep running till they tell you to stop, the key may have been a base on balls in the 9th inning.
There's no question about that. You know, this probably would have been one of the greatest games that I ever saw if there weren't so many Met mistakes as far as base running concerned, and some of the things that happened in this game. But we all agree the key at bat to this game was the Paul O'Neill walk in the 9th inning. He battled Benitez, got the walk. If he doesn't get on base there, you're talking about 2 outs, nobody on in the 9th, game over. That allowed Polonia to come up and get a base hit. That allowed Vizcaíno to come up and get a base hit. That kept the inning alive, and then O'Neill eventually scored the tying run of the game.
And that's why Joe Torre stays loyal to his players. A guy like Paul O'Neill, he pinch hit for him the other day in the ALCS, and today he was not going to do that in any situation. Paul O'Neill was getting blown away by Benitez, a couple of fastballs right by him, but you know what? When he got to 2 strikes, he fouled off, so some 97, 98 mile-an-hour fastballs before he finally drew that walk. And you're absolutely right, Steve. That set up the whole ball game. It enabled Vizcaino to be in a situation to get that base hit and then Knobloch the sac fly to tie it.
All right, guys, the Yankees have now won a World Series record 13 consecutive games, and they will send Roger Clemens against the Mets starter Mike Hampton in Game 2 tomorrow. We will continue with our coverage from New York as the fans stayed up late. No kids going home early on this night. They might even be late for school on Monday. For Kevin Kennedy and Steve Lyons, let's throw it back to the Fox Network Center.
All right, thank you much, gentlemen. You know what? I'm just tired doing those highlights.
You should be. It was a long road for you, but, you know, the Mets had their chances to win Game 1, and later in the show, our crew in New York will go over their blunders on the base paths.
Yeah.
All this World Series hoopla brings us to the Yahoo Your Call question. We ask you, what do you think is the best storyline of the World Series? Is it Clemens versus Piazza, Torre versus Valentine? How about the Yankees three-peat? Or is it just New York, New York? Log on to foxsports.com and vote. We'll have the final tally for you later on in the show. On to college football now, where the Pac-10 road to the Rose Bowl runs through Eugene, Oregon. Saturday night, the 7th-ranked Ducks putting their 18-game home winning streak on the line against number 21 Arizona. The Wildcats in search of their first-ever Rose Bowl bid, but first they've got to get their first-ever win at Autzen Stadium under Coach Dick Tomey. It's the battle of the conference co-leaders. First quarter, no score, Joey Harrington. Dropping back, he bumps into his halfback, but he still finds Marshawn Tucker for the 25-yard touchdown, and Oregon's up 7-zip. Late in the first, things get ugly. Look at the block at the bottom of the screen there. Oh, my goodness gracious. Take another look at this. Wesley Mallard knocks Michael Jolivet's helmet right off. Jolivet had to leave the game to get stitches. He did not return. Second quarter now, and Ortiz Jenkins goes deep. Goodness, Ryan Mitchell right into the band. Happy to say he was okay, and Oregon gets the victory. 14-10 was the final. The Ducks are now the only undefeated team left in the Pac-10, and they extend their home winning streak to 19 games. It's the second longest home winning streak in the nation. Florida State has won 50 straight on the home turf.
Amazing what they can do at home. It's just amazing. That slippery turf, they own it.
You are not kidding about that. Meantime,
we've got other things to deal with. Yes, we do.
I would think so.
Let's check out what is on tap coming up. The Mets ran into a couple of speed traps in the Bronx, but couldn't hang to beat the Yanks. Complete Game 1 analysis ahead.
From the Bronx to the links, Tiger Woods in the U.S. all pumped up at the President's Cup. We'll have a report from Virginia.
And more to come from a hard-hitting day in college football, including one that went down to the wire in Palo Alto.
Chris Lewis has to throw this in the end zone. Fourth down from the 20. 4 seconds to go from the shotgun. Lewis.
Join Matt Vasgersian and Lisa Guerrero on Sports Geniuses, the game show that tests your sports IQ. Sports Geniuses, weekdays at 5 on Fox Sports Net.
Announcing a breakthrough in pizza technology, a pizza inside a pizza. To demonstrate how much we can pack inside Pizza Hut's new Insider, we're going to take this elephant and pack him inside this phone booth. Smashing. How do we get it all in?
Well, we took one thin crust with 6 cheeses, sealed it with another crust and even more cheese. And that's the amazing new Insider Pizza, all for just $9.99.
Get that, will you?
The Insider Pizza from Pizza Hut, another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
You're huge everywhere. Tim, it's him. Everybody just kind of looks at me and thinks, you know, got a screw loose or something.
Get away from me, get away from me.
You are a sick human being. Pete, do you still gamble?
Sure, but not on sports.
You're a marquee player, but you have never won Shaq.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that dislike you.
What? The Last Word. Weeknights at 6:30 and 11:30 Eastern on Fox Sports Net.
It is all good.
A serial killer has claimed 8 victims. Now, to save the 9th,
you have a gift that no one else possesses.
Michael Lewis must make contact with the only witnesses. The dead victims.
Take her hand, but be careful. Her fear will be your fear. Can you help me?
Andrew McCarthy.
I know where he took her.
The Sight. Premieres Sunday, October 29th at 8 p.m. on FX.
Going deep
With Chris Myers.
dealing with the celebrity part of it? And when does it become too much?
This is not easy.
This is no longer a sports problem. It's a social issue.
Let's talk about the facts.
Is he a danger to society?
I have a lot to be mad about. Right. Well, who does it?
The sport itself may need a complete overhaul.
I knew that it couldn't get any worse.
So who would you say you trust the most?
There's so much at stake now.
It's about getting it right.
Going deep.
Chris Myers.
Sundays at 7 on Fox Sports Net.
What my heart truly believes, it runs deep, deep as in the ocean. I'm right away, faith and devotion, like a faith and devotion,
Wait a minute. This subway doesn't go to the Forum. Jack Nicholson from Neptune, New Jersey, just down the shore. John McEnroe, they're all out. The captain, Mark Messier, back in a Rangers uniform. And there's his typical uniform, coat and tie from Mr. Wallace, Mr. Crystal. This is a tough, tough, tough ticket.
Another celebrity, Jerry Seinfeld, giving his take on an all-New York World Series. Quote, the fact is, you have to consider the Civil War to be the original Subway Series. Same basic idea, just take a bunch of guys we all like, put them in different uniforms, and stand back and watch the fireworks. Jerry is also an expectant father and says if my wife decides to go into labor early, there's a good chance I'll be taking part. It also means if I can get a TV in the delivery room, there will be two people screaming at the top of their lungs at the same time, but for somewhat different reasons. Guys will break down the base-running blunders a little later in the hour.
All right, moving on to the links now, where 2 years ago in Australia, the Americans were embarrassed in the President's Cup. They called it the massacre in Melbourne. We'll get set for vengeance in Virginia. This year's honorary chairman of the President's Cup? Who else? The President. Team USA began the day with a 10-5 lead, and the lead grew as the day wore on. Stewart sink on 14 for Eagle. Nice touch over the ridge, down the ramp, and heading for the hole, and no! So close. Sink got the birdie. He and teammate Kirk Triplett win again, 1 up. Meantime, Phil Mickelson. Second shot from the fairway bunker on 17. The ball's going to go past the hole, but check out the backspin. Oh, yeah. On a string within 3 feet. Mickelson birdied the hole. He and Tom Lehman win their match 2-1. Now here's Tiger on 14, down 2. This for Eagle. And check out Tiger. Yes, Tiger. He's feeling it. Then on 16, Tiger only down 1. Tee shot from 148 yards out. A 9-iron. And looky here. Oh, Davis Lovin, David Duvall admiring Tiger's work. Tiger and Nota Begay closing strong. Moments later, Tiger for birdie. And no, he is human. Oh. Yes, he is. Mickelson heading in. Consoles Tiger as he goes on to lose 2-1, but the U.S. wins 4 of 5 matches, and they've got a commanding 14-6 lead heading into Sunday. Al Sutton and Jim Furyk set the tone with 9 birdies in 13 holes. The U.S. now needs just 2.5 points in Sunday's 12 singles matches to clinch the victory. The Cup appears to be coming home, and our Vanner O'Wright takes a closer look through the Foxscope.
This Foxscope segment is brought to you by Acura.
Going into this President's Cup, the perception was that the U.S. golfers did not really have their heart and soul into this competition. With their dominant showing, though, the Americans have displayed plenty of pride, determination, and team spirit.
Everybody said that we didn't want to be here, and we didn't, you know, it didn't seem like we were excited about it. I think we've responded to what everybody thought.
We hear that every time we show up somewhere, that we're not together, and you know, the only team events I've played that they said we were together was Freddie Couples and I playing in a 2-man event. So I don't know why that is, that they don't think the Americans, you know, they think we're spoiled or something.
As for the internationals, they are left just shaking their heads at how one-sided this competition has been.
We're smarting a little bit, I must admit. We didn't expect to come out here and get this type of treatment. You know, the guys were playing well, the guys were very upbeat, but you know, we can't keep our heads down too much. We've got to keep our heads up.
It's a hard battle. You know, I don't think we can, unless we all really go out there and play the best golf we've ever done. I don't think we're going to make it. I mean, to be realistic, I think it's, you know, this afternoon was the important matches for us.
It's not very cheerful at the moment. As I say, some of our guys have played well, and some of us haven't played well. So you got to team up well as a whole team and play well as a team to win these kind of things.
Unfortunately for Ernie Els and the rest of the internationals, they'll all have to come back on Sunday and play all 12 of the scheduled matches, even though the Americans need just 2.5 points to reclaim the President's Cup and return it to American soil. In Gainesville, Virginia, I'm Van Earl Wright for the National Sports Report.
All right, thanks, Van Earl. I remember 2 years ago, the Americans were criticized for not caring and not trying, but it's a different story this time around.
Yeah, this one's a done deal.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you know what? We've got more goodies to get to, as a matter of fact.
We certainly do.
Joe Torre once managed the then-released Bobby Valentine with the Mets. Do you think their rivalry is the best storyline going in the Subway Series? Log on. Vote.
This Fox Scope segment was brought to you by Acura. That is the Atlantic Coast Conference. There's only one place where you can get it all. ACC Live, Monday nights at 7 on Fox Sports Net. Center stage. Jeter, Williams, Ianza, Alfonso. A city rips apart at the seams as the nation looks on. Mets. Yankees. The World Series on Fox. Check local listings. Where will you be when history is made?
Merhabalar. Yapılmakta olan ulusal dalgıçlık olimpiyatları için güzel şehrimiz Diyarbakır'a hoş geldiniz. Evet, yarışmacımız Yaşar yürüyor. Yaşar hazırlanıyor. Mükemmel bir atlayış. Atladı. Çok güzel bir atlayış. Herkes şaşkın. Atlayıştı. Evet, omuz ve baş sallama. Evet, ve Yaşar.
Hello, I'm Ronnie Wallace, campaign chairman of United Way 2000. Over the next several weeks, volunteers from United Way will be asking you for your contributions. The 18 agencies that we serve that meet the needs of 3 out of 4 individuals in our community will benefit from your contribution. As you ask for those contributions, will you give from your heart? Will you help meet the needs of our community?
The power of community. 7 hills, 3 rivers, 1 way. United.
If you'd like the sign in your door to read Gone Fishing, it's time you call Alabama Angling. We offer half and full day trips on Lake Weiss with a qualified guide who will show you how to increase your catch. Whether you're practicing for a tournament, treating a friend, or closing a business deal, Alabama Angling will show you a good time. Each trip is limited to 2 persons on board a 21-foot Stratus with fishing tackle available. Call today to book your day of adventure. Alabama Angling, 678-721-2305.
Test your Sports IQ nightly. Sports Geniuses, weekdays at 5 on Fox Sports Net.
Let's take a trip around the Big 12. Number 1, Nebraska facing Baylor. First quarter. Huskers up 7-zip down Alexander. Taking the pitch, going 16 yards for the score, and the Huskers rolled 59-0. How about 10th ranked Kansas State and Texas Tech? Late second quarter. Wildcats up 7-2, and Jonathan Beasley hooks up with Quincy Morgan. K-State rolls to the 28-23 victory. Here's a special treat for you. 2 your call questions for the price of 1 in one show. It's our college football version, and it's become a Saturday tradition around here. We call it our Heisman Island. We're looking for the sole survivor. We ask you, who should not win the Heisman? Drew Brees, Eric Crouch, how about Woody Dantzler? Then there's always Josh Heupel. This is his first appearance on the island, I might add. Danny Tomlinson, Michael Vick. Remember, the question is, who should not win the Heisman? Log on to foxsports.com. In fact, you can vote all week long.
Jose Vizcaíno's RBI single in the 12th ended the longest World Series game ever, but it was far from the prettiest. Speaking of unpretty things at Yankee Stadium, let's send it back to Keith Olbermann, Steve Lyons, and Kevin Kennedy.
To be exact in terms of transportation, it is not a subway series. It's an elevated series because the trains run above ground here at Yankee Stadium and Shea Stadium, but we'll use the term subway series alongside... well, I hit my head on one of those. I'm very concerned about that. Kevin Kennedy and Steve Lyons with me. And talk about hit your head on something. The New York Yankees defeated the New York Mets in Game 1 of this series because the bullpen came in with 2 men out in the 7th inning and pitched in 5 1/3, 2-hit and 6 strikeout ball. The job done by Stanton, Rivera, and Nelson was outstanding.
They were outstanding, and they were used very sparingly. When we came into this series, I really felt that the Mets had a better bullpen with the exception of the closers, and they had more depth. But the Mets had to use so many pitchers in this game. They used their closer. They used their setup guys. They had Cook come in the game. He couldn't get the ball over the plate. They have Wendell in a situation where he has a chance to lose a game where he's not accustomed to. Whereas the Yankees, Mike Stanton comes in and dazzles. He was unbelievable. Rivera comes in to keep the game close, and they used their bullpen, I think, better than the Mets did, and it worked out for them, and they walk away with the win.
Yeah, you know, Stanton's had some bashing over the years here in New York at times. Today he came up huge. 2 big innings for Mike Stanton. He had his fastball in the 90s again, good breaking ball. But one thing that impressed me with Mike Stanton, and he pitched for me in 95, he's got a better off-speed pitch to neutralize those right-handed batters. He uses that, and then he gets them looking down and away, and he powers them up and in with a fastball. Now he's got 3 outstanding pitches, and I also thought Joe Torre, by bringing in Mariano Rivera and their closer, down 1 run in the 9th inning to keep the game right there, that enables you in the bottom of the 9th to play little ball, punch the ball, bunt, do little things to try to win a ball game, and that's exactly what happened. Joe Torre does something a lot of managers won't do: bring their closer in when they're down in a game where try to keep the game right there. Meanwhile, the Met bullpen was tattered and finally broke in the person of Turk Wendell. And in the Now It Can Be Told department, Steve, as we were preparing for the pregame show on the network, Turk Wendell stopped by and said he didn't really have a feel for this game. It hadn't hit him yet, and he expected that when they announced him, he would be booed. It turned out he was prophetic in a way perhaps he didn't understand what happened. Ron Darling caught up with Turk Wendell after he surrendered the game-losing hit to Jose Vizcaino.
First, you came in and Turk Wendell. You pitched in a great situation. Got Glenn Allen Hill to pop up. Tell me about that pitch first.
Slider. I live by the slider, die by the slider, but it was good at bat. Glenn Allen and I have had some pretty good battles in the past. He's beat me once, but it wasn't a game-winning home run or anything. Not that big of a deal, really.
Well, tell me about Jose Vizcaino. He had one of those unbelievable games tonight. What were you trying to do to get him out?
I was just trying to get him to slap something down on the ground or pop it up. And I thought throwing a sinker first pitch, he might even foul it off or take it. But that's just Jose's style. It's just a slap hitter, and maybe I should have, looking back, hindsight, I mean, I'm going to say I went with what I wanted to go with, but I mean, if everybody wants to live the fairy tale, what I shouldn't have thrown, maybe I should have thrown something in. Maybe I should have thrown the ball.
Well, good luck, Turk. You're going to get plenty more opportunities in this series.
It's going to be, you know, I wouldn't think coming into a 7-game series that you wouldn't go through it without losing one game. So, just go get him tomorrow.
Well, good luck the rest of the series.
Thanks.
Ron Darling with Turk Wendell after the loss. And the game really never should have gone to extra innings, Steve. The Mets on 3 occasions did not run out balls. One on what might have been a home run, or they certainly thought it was, by Todd Zeile, and 2 occasions on what they thought and presumed and assumed were foul balls, and you know the line about assume.
Yeah, exactly. And we've seen a lot of strange plays in this postseason with balls kicking back into fair territory, but there's really no excuse not to hustle. It doesn't take any ability to hustle, and we saw that with the Mets tonight. Here we see a pickoff play. Mike Piazza gets picked off, and in a rundown, here's some bad base running. Here's where Zeile thinks this ball's going foul. It spins back in. Here it goes. Great play by Brocious to pick it up and throw him out. Nobody's running. All you do is run down there. They'll call you back if it's a foul ball. Same thing with Peyton. Funny spin on the ball bounces. Posada picks it up, and then this play, when Tino Perez, when this ball was hit by Todd Zeile, everyone thought it was a home run. Perez wasn't hustling from first to second, put his arm up in the air like signaling, all right, that's a home run, still didn't run, and then had to try to score on a play. And one more play that we need to talk about as well. When they had second and third, and Todd Pratt was on third base, and the infield was playing in, the ball was hit to Vizcaino with 1 out. Send him. Be aggressive when you're up 3-2. If they throw you out at the plate, you still have guys on first and third at that situation. Make them make the play.
Steve, that's called the contact play. Normally, as you know, with one out, you can do that. Bobby elected not to do that. It cost him a run in that situation. But I thought the real key to the game also, other than O'Neill's walk, in that running play, the mistake by Timo Perez was Derek Jeter getting that ball from David Justice on the relay, all in one motion, threw a strike one hop to Posada, and he put the tag down. Great defense by the Yankees also to execute that play and make Perez look bad. And these games decided as the Mets had beaten the Cardinals, which team executed and which team did not. Tonight, it was the Mets who were not. All right, that's it for Kevin Kennedy and Steve Lyons. I'm Keith Olbermann. Let's throw it back to the Fox Network Center after a glittering night of superstar visitors. And there they are. Back to Los Angeles. The Mets mess.
Thank you, guys. In the postseason, Mets closer Armando Benitez isn't exactly Mr. Reliable. Benitez now has 6 blown saves in 9 career save opportunities in the playoffs with an ERA of 7, making himself a candidate for torchbearer in the next Olympics. Joe Buck and Tim McCarver give their take on the game later in the hour.
Coming up, more college football where the mighty Casey is on the run at Penn State. We've got a Big Ten roundup on the way, and it's your call. Do you think the Piazza-Clemens matchup is the most compelling World Series storyline?
Reach the destinations most important to you. With over 50% more legroom, with more personal space in our new world business class.
We asked the tough fans of the St. Paul Saints to test the Norelco Quadra Action Razor for 21 days.
Electric sting!
But when they tried it, they started to like this advanced Norelco, with slots to cut the long hairs and holes that get the short stubble. They got a quick, close shave without the nicks and cuts of a blade. By the end, these fans had fans of their own. The Quadra Action Razor. Try it for 21 days. It's guaranteed or your money back. Norelco. Put it to the test.
Travis? We're here for a toaster.
Big on taste but low on cash? Check out the new 99-cent BK Cravers menu at Burger King. 8 tasty choices at an incredible price, like the Slammin' Bullseye Barbecue Deluxe or some tasty mozzarella sticks. Just 99 cents every day at Burger King, where you can get great tasting food every day.
Presenting the ultimate tire for your 4x4, the Michelin LTX. Michelin technology gives it a smooth, quiet ride. Yet it's tough enough, Michelin enough, to get you through anything.
Buy 4 Michelin tires now and get a free emergency roadside kit. And you'll be eligible to enter the Buy 4 and Score sweepstakes with chances to win a BMW X5 and an iMac computer or other great prizes. See your participating Michelin dealer by October 31st.
Teaching old dogs some new tricks. Now you see it, now you don't. I'm coming right down the center. Right down the center.
You better save that for 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
Come again?
Use 1-800-CALL-ATT. Want to save big bucks and get AT&T service? Any other number is the wrong number.
Just drive it right down the center.
Right down the center.
Which is great for collect calls.
But not so great for trash-talking rookies.
Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
That was a total accident, too.
When you have a plumbing problem, it affects the whole family. Take care of it quicker with Mr. Rooter.
Oh, they're getting rowdy. They heckle athletes in New York, you know. When they get tired of that, they heckle each other.
Hey, Met fan, you on the phone. How do you spell Mets? My entire team sucks. You like that, right?
Unless you plan on being